Welcome to part 2 of how to install a Frigidaire 30-inch induction cooktop as part of our series, A Mobile Home Makeover. Apologize if this has gone a little bit long, but details matter, and I hope that you get your installation right and you do your testing better than I did. Walking over to the hardware store again. 4th Street West has some pretty undeveloped sections, but this 4th Street East takes the cake. I guess it's a paper street. Got a curb cut though. Got my items, now I'm walking back. I'm back. It's a new day, but it's the same 1976 Guerdon Hacienda double wide manufactured house that we're fixing up. And today I'm going to be installing the cooktop, the final installation, wiring it up, and making sure it works. I am going to use this sealant around the top to fill in some gaps. Also here around the little baseboard, which I touch-up painted this morning. The sealant goes on white, but it dries clear. Well, that got a little messy. I had a runaway caulk gun, one of these ones that you squeeze on it, and it just wants to keep going and going and going. And so I kind of had to just gob stuff on and then run and find a good nail to seal it up with. Whoops. But I think this is going to look good still. Remember, this dries clear. I kind of actually think that white would have maybe just been fine right here, but clear will be good too. Oh, this is going to be a project that's coming up soon to replace the sink and faucet. But since I have this gushing little tube of silicone right here, I'm going to seal up this guy back here. I did the upper yesterday. I'm just sealing along in here. Now that's all done, gotta just clean it up. And because this dries clear, I decided to fill in these nail holes as well. Hopefully they'll just kind of disappear. Alright. And now on to this morning's main event, the finishing of the installation of this Frigidaire induction 30-inch induction cooktop. Starting by putting it in the hole, I'm going to fasten it down once I've got it wired up and figured out that it does indeed work. Then I'll put all the caulking and everything in. Fits in pretty nicely. You can see why I did the caulking back here on the back side before, or on that backsplash before putting this in. It would be very tight in there without. Yeah, that looks great. Getting in here, I can see the brackets are here, but the holes are not lined up, and trying to move it around, I realize I'm not going to get them to line up either, so I guess that's just going to be the way that it is. A little cheat sheet here, and this is going to be the one that I'm following for a 4-wire installation. And you can see I've got coming from the oven a red, a black. The black is the power one, I think. The red is the neutral, and the green is the ground. And back here, I've got a red, a black, and a bare wire. This bare wire right here, that's going to be my ground. This white wire is just going to go to the side. It does nothing. And finally, my black one. This part of the project is a little less Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't run this through the top. My bad. They say you want to have a lot of slack in this in case somebody needs to pull the unit out and repair it in the future. So that's good. And unfortunately, this clamp here is smaller than that. Let me see if I can back this out a little bit more. That must have been going too easy. And the red ones. And the black ones. So just bend this back in here. Bend each one gently but firmly. Back into the box. Back into the box you go. This goes on like this. And tighten it up. Turn on the power and see whether this works. Installation guide says read this before turning it on, so I might take a minute to look at this. What is electromagnetic induction? Induction cooking uses magnets to create heat in compatible cookware. Below each cooking zone on an induction cooktop, there is a copper coil. Those are the pieces that I'm hoping are in the proper place. Other people that have ordered this unit online have found they've come out of alignment during shipping, but I didn't hear any rattling in mine, so I left it in place, did not open it up and inspect it, and just installed it. Now I'm going to turn it on and see if it actually does work properly. The directions say I want to start by cleaning the cooktop off with some of this ceramic cooktop cleaner. They've included this, so I put a few drops down, they said. Oh, except I need to open it. So I put a few drops down and then buff it into the countertop. You can paper towels, so I guess I'm to do this wax on, wax off style. Mr. Miyagi, I did wax on, now I'm going to do wax off. I think it was Mr. Miyagi, right? It's looking all shiny, but more importantly, it is protected. Apparently there's some kind of a protection that comes from that stuff. And now it's time to go turn on the power and see whether this is going to work. So I'm here at the power box, and it was number 6 on. Didn't trip, so that's a good sign. And I'm going to grab a couple different size pans from my pantry. Now I'm not 100% sure these are actually the right metal, but we're about to find out. I believe they are. This one definitely looks like stainless steel. This one is, I'm not sure. I put a little bit of water in each one, so now let's see. We press the power button. Excellent. It turned on. It's making a little whirring noise. Now I'm guessing that this control is for this one, so I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to hit it power boil. Power boil. There. Let's see what happens. I'm going to turn this one over here on. I'm going to bring that up to power boil as well. On, come on, power boil. This one's blinking, which tells me, it says I've got the wrong size thing on there, although it might actually be that the thing is shifted a little bit, because I had it centered and to give me the blink, but if I move it over here, it's saying it's right, so, So far I'm not really feeling any heat out of either one. I am literally waiting for water to boil. Okay, here's one that actually has a copper bottom. That is like the official magnet attracting thing, right? I'm getting a blinker right here. And, you know, what's up? is centered. I'm wondering whether I'm going to have to be taking this bad boy apart and looking inside, seeing whether anything shifted. Although, so it's blinking, telling me that it's off center, but touching this, I can feel it kick on when I tip the pan back and forth. I think it's that the pan is not level enough. Well, I don't know how exactly far we're in, but it might be a minute or so, and this is starting to warm up a little bit. What do I have that has a magnet? Oh, I've got this thing over on the fridge. I think part of my problem might be what I'm using here. I mean, it's not really sticking. I should add that these pots and pans are from my in-laws camping box, so they're not necessarily the highest quality, and they might well be from their bachelor days or whatever. Back of that pan, and I don't know what all these symbols are, but that one looks like electric, that one looks like gas, that one looks like I don't know what, and I don't know what. There's like a loopity one that's supposedly for induction, so I don't know if one of these is induction or what. Let's see whether a magnet sticks to this. No, it sure doesn't. So I think I'm having a pan issue. This one says it's stainless steel. The magnet sticks to it great. It's got a flat bottom. I'm going to put a little water in here. This one I'm gonna give up on right now too. Check the magnet. So this is about 132, and I'm gonna take the main burner and I'm gonna take this known stainless steel, and this is gonna be the big test here. On, no, on, no. Oh, how about power? There we go. I have to hit power over here. Now on. I'm going to hit power boil, and see what this does here. No, it doesn't. So I was using the wrong pots. My bad, guys. Got to do the magnet test. It says stainless steel there, but then if you look up there, it also says alumina. And here we got a boil, and it is 135. 3 minutes to boil. You got to use the right pots apparently with these induction cooktops. Lesson learned. Check it with a magnet. Checking this one again. 135, 6 or so. I think I might need to borrow some different pots and pans because I'm not going to be able to boil anything. Oh yeah, here we go. That took all of no time. The pan's already hot, but took all of no time. You know, there's a saying in sailing that the boat is more capable than the captain. And so often I think in technology it's the same thing, you know. It's like we freak out about things because we don't know what we're doing. Also already boiling. That little zapping sound that you're hearing, that's the sound of the water underneath here. And the last one, it's been an interesting experiment so far. I have learned that the content of your pans really matters, and if they're aluminum, they're not going to work. And you really got to check it with a magnet, because I didn't know I had aluminum pans. So yeah, the thing works. Frigidaire, I apologize for cursing thy name. So that was a successful experiment. They work. I'm glad that they work, and I'm glad that I was the one that was messing up, not the stovetop. And I am now going to let all these cool down so that they don't say H anymore, and then I'm going to put my caulking along these edges. I don't know why these do that. I'm doing the same thing I do everywhere else, just smudging it in with my finger. Just filling it in, keeping any future spills from getting under there. I think I need a bit more. Then simply cleaning up my mess with a wet rag, making sure it doesn't dry before I get it clean. And there it is. This is gonna dry clear. I probably could have gotten away with white. I mean, it's not like you're gonna see it ever from this angle. I guess you'd see it a smidge from there, but it's not the end of the world. But it's gonna dry clear. It's gonna look even nicer, I think. Unfortunately, this is drying clear here and doesn't look quite as nice. I'm not sure I can paint over this either. Kept going with the bead around these sides. I'm gonna smooth them out. I'm wondering whether I should do this back or not. I'm kind of two minds. It's such a tiny little gap, but it might be smart to do it. Otherwise, shit will get down in here and just kind of make a mess. So I might do that back a bit too. Here it is. My use of caulk back here might be a little bit unusual, but I think it's going to make cleanups in the future a little easier. Then here, just a tiny little bit along the edges firm on in order to seal that gap. If you thought that was long and complicated, wait until I get around to replacing this sink. Changing these drains from a double to a single. I have no idea how to do that. Obligatory YouTube food shot. It's a salad served in my stainless steel, or not exactly stainless steel pot. I really like to see you eat food too. I don't get it. But you know, algorithms. Sister-in-law just stopped by for a minute and we marveled over the stove and the ripening plums, but I forgot to video any of it. And now it's back into the bunny suit for a little bit of painting before happy hour. Slowly building up to completion on the paint, I have to tell myself a little mantra. It's eggshell in here, here, and here, and then semi-gloss on the cabinet doors and spots. That's my job for the day. I'm not painting anywhere near the kitchen, but just in case of overspray, I covered these guys up. Quick walk through to show off the new paint. New on these walls in here, needs one more coat. And the first coat of eggshell on these walls in here needs, I think, possibly only one more coat. All the way in here, and then unfortunately, I couldn't do in here because I got the cabinets. Did the coat on the cabinets. Oh crap! I got a drip. And did one more coat in here. I can see some drips in here too. Thanks for tuning in. I hope your installation goes smoothly and you learn from some of my mistakes, especially around testing your pots. Remember to like and subscribe, and if this is your first episode in the series, go back to episode 1 and watch from the beginning. It's entertaining, I hope.